Byron, final thoughts?
Oh, shout out to Phil because Roman Reigns missed a tackle like he was still at Georgia Tech and busted through that barrier.
WWE's final pay-per-view of the year, TLC, just completed, and it had a couple of title matches, and we had one match actually have the belts change hands, and we had a Firefly Inferno match, which we've never seen before. So we'll start off with this. Who was your performer of the night? Mine personally was Kevin Owens. So we'll just go around the room. We'll start with Byron, then go to Phil, and then go to Luke.
I got to agree with you, Coach. I think Kevin Owens stole the show. He had to fight two people in his match, and he took some serious licks. It was incredible.
Coach, Charlotte Flair, the return, she carried that match fully. The other three looked very weak. Shayna Baszler did nothing. Nia Jax did nothing. And I was not big on Asuka at all. Charlotte Flair carried that entire match, and she made that match from like a low C to a high B or low A.
All right, Phil.
It was definitely Charlotte Flair. Her return wasn't billed. It was a surprise. Loved it. Charlotte Flair just stole the night with her entrance. And here she is now, the face of women's wrestling again, like she should be. And she did definitely carry that match, but she made the match an A+. Charlotte Flair just shows up. It's an A+. There you go.
Well, that's why I gave Charlotte an A and everyone else a C, because it was obvious how slow and how less everyone else can do than Charlotte.
They probably weren't happy that Charlotte's back and they have to lose all their prestige, because basically all storylines now in Raw are going to revolve around Charlotte Flair.
Until someone else steps up, that's the way it should be. So
they're all written that way. It's not about somebody stepping up. It's about what Vince wants.
Well,
Prediction. Andrade and her are the new power couple on Monday Night Raw. With Zelina Vega gone, Andrade can't cut a promo. He needs her.
Well, that's common sense, but Vince has never been known to have common sense. That's what I would do. That's what you would do. Anybody smart would do that because they're a real-life power couple. Leave them as a real-life power couple. I don't think Vince is smart enough to do that.
all right, well, since we're talking about this now, we'll fast forward to this conversation because WWE's Raw experienced yet again, its lowest ratings ever, and now USA is verbally not happy. So, one, what's your take on that? And two, if you can give us a quick second solution. Phil, go ahead and go first.
It's Vince being involved with all the writing and the storytelling. As soon as Heyman left, it got boring again. It's the same old, same old. He wastes the talent that he has. And as I've said the past week, Keith Lee's on a milk carton now. You've got the best wrestler that's come out of NXT, and you have him at your disposal in Raw, and Vince can't use him, doesn't want to use him. Bottom line, if you don't look like Drew McIntyre, if you're a little round, Vince puts a T-shirt on you and says, it's not going to cut it. He just doesn't look at what wrestlers can do and what they can accomplish. Vince, he just ruins it.
Byron.
I agree. I think if they can focus a little more on the product itself, though, and maybe get a good match going between Keith Lee and a Drew McIntyre, that's what will draw the people in. So start with a good match, because like tonight's match could have been something a little bigger. Thought it left a lot to be desired for a Raw Championship match. So I think they got to work on the product and the storyline. They're slipping up everywhere.
All right, Luke.
Didn't it just 2 years ago at this exact same time they had a record low, and Vince McMahon and the rest of McMahons came out on Raw and publicly apologized, saying they will do better? Well, obviously,
you got it.
They did not do better, because look where we are now, 2 years later. I think Vince is mostly the problem. I think a lot of it is COVID hurting the experience, having no live audience in there. That's not making excuses, but that's definitely a factor in there. I also think the Attitude Era might need to come back.
Well, they have plenty of talent. Vince just doesn't know how to use it.
So let's go back to the pay-per-view itself for starters. I personally enjoyed the Inferno match. I don't think you guys did as much as I did.
I loved it.
I love and I said this while watching it. That's the exact type of match that the Fiend can lose and still get by with, and still not have him hurt his status. And not only did he lose, but then it went cinematic at the very end, because even Shane noticed they got rid of the live logo, and Randy burned him to no end, which will setting him up perfectly for a surprise entrance at number 30 for the Royal Rumble or something like that. That's my take on the match. We'll go in reverse order, so Luke, you can go first this time. What was your take on the Inferno match?
Stole the night. I was surprised it went last. I'm glad it did. I loved it. That those two have a great rivalry. It was perfect, exactly what they could have done, and I was kind of shocked on how it ended. I agree with you that the Fiend should have lost there, and it's one he could have lost. I guess y'all two don't agree with all this, but I think it was a great match. I think it's exactly what WWE needed right now. And I also agree with that, because you probably took my idea on that. Fiend will come in at 30 at Royal Rumble or near the end and win that.
All right, Phil.
I don't know what I expected. That wasn't what I expected. So there you go. Was it something I've never seen before? Of course it was. We've never seen anything like that. That's fine. It was a good match. I just didn't think it was a great match. Randy Orton and The Fiend could have done a great match doing anything. If you're going to go cinematic, go all the way cinematic. Don't go partial. Don't go halfway. Don't do some type of Roger Rabbit crap where it's 50-50. Do it either all the way or halfway. And I guess that's what I graded it on, was that I don't think it lived up to its potential.
All right, Byron, close it out.
Yeah, I thought the theatrics were cool. I mean, just watching the burst of flames pop up on some of the big hits was cool. But at the end of the day, it was kind of a slow match. So I thought they could have done a little bit better with it. Plus, now I don't know what they're going to do with the title picture. I was expecting the Fiend maybe to jump back in there. But after getting burned alive, I don't know what direction they're going to go at this point. So,
Well,
Daniel Bryan.
Well, they've proven that Vince
on
McMahon
SmackDown though, right?
Oh, you're right. My bad.
They've proven Vince McMahon can blow up in a limousine and come back the very next week. So anything's possible. So
Well, to fix my mistake, Sheamus turning heel on Drew McIntyre had to be the only title picture for Royal Rumble.
I'm picturing Jinder Mahal coming back.
I've been waiting for that for 9 months now.
He came back and he got hurt like 2 weeks later.
Yep. I think he's out with an injury.
A knee injury, yeah.
All right, so final question of this segment. We're now going to be transitioning into 2021. Obviously, Royal Rumble is always the first pay-per-view in 2021. Luke sort of already hinted at it already. I still don't know who the new headliner is, who's going to win the Rumble. Maybe it is Bray Wyatt, but I kind of don't think so now. Where do you see 2021 heading, and who do you think is going to be the headliner to face either Roman Reigns or Drew McIntyre come WrestleMania being set up by the Royal Rumble? Let's go Byron first.
So I'm looking at possibly a U.S. champ or an Intercontinental champ, i.e. Big E or Bobby Lashley, possibly taking the step up next year. It looks like Big E's kind of set from where his direction's headed with a title match with Zayn this Friday, they already announced. But I'm seeing them maybe at that point being able to make a jump possibly, but we'll see.
All right, Luke.
Other than The Fiend, this could go many ways. I can see Jey Uso being a dark horse to winning and turning on Roman Reigns and having a triple threat match between him, The Rock, and Roman. I'm not sure. This is a good thing. This is a great problem to have. We don't want to know who wins the Royal Rumble. This way, it's more of a surprise. I hate predicting the winner of the Royal Rumble every single year. This is a good problem to have, that we do not know who will be the next face.
All right, Phil, close it out.
It's going to be Seth Rollins. His paternal leave will be over coming in the 31st of January. Seth Rollins comes back. They'll dump all these stupid characters they've had him in for the last 9 months. He's going to come back as a face. He's going to be the architect again, or the King Slayer, or, in my opinion, he's going to be the Chief Slayer.
I like that. I like that a lot. And he does better face than he does a slow heel. And he's been a
Yes, he
slow
does.
heel, and it doesn't work for him.
Exactly. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see him come back to Royal Rumble. He's going to come in at 30. He's going to kick some ass, and then it's going to be WrestleMania for him and him being the Chief Slayer on Roman Reigns. It's going to be some real heat. I think it's going to be great. Unfortunately, he's going to have to lose because we must have The Rock versus Roman Reigns.
Well, and that's going to happen, but that's going to happen in 2022, I believe.
Oh, Reigns can carry the championship for an entire year and a half. No problem. This character he's got now, they weakened his character now. There is no way that he should have needed Jey Uso's help to beat Kevin Owens.
And that's why
Period.
And that's why I gave Kevin Owens the star of the night, if you will. Byron, final thoughts?
Oh, shout out to Phil because Roman Reigns missed a tackle like he was still at Georgia Tech and busted through that barrier.
Hey, Joe Anoa'i never missed a tackle at Georgia Tech. Period. That was one big, giant SOB. He dominated the ACC when he was there. He was back when we were good.